We're gonna, we have sushi that's here, bubble tea, cheeseburgers. We put on some music, and we can show you around. He goes, no, I can't.
Dude, like, that's crazy. I don't understand why, like, why would she want that? Speaking of people calling others groomers and pedophiles, in response to him calling me a pedophile on a show, lying about what I said, desperately trying to distract from the clips of him getting embarrassed during my appearance, I'm lucky that I have a platform to debunk these smears. The teachers he targets don't have that luxury.
My best tactic to oppose them.
But that's what he's doing.
Yeah.
Understand, this is fundamentalism being essentially whitewashed through people like him. And because Emma called him out on it and showed him for the farce that he is, knowing nothing about sex education, he lied.
He lied. And this is what the thing,
he has to go and then go on and say that she's a pedo.
And that's the thing is, like, he's been doing this to people with a ton less power than me, right? To a random teacher or somebody who doesn't have a platform to speak out and say, this is clearly not my intention or what I said. But he turned that on me because I embarrassed him so thoroughly.
Some guy posts a screenshot of one episode of a show he's not subscribed to, and you think that's an attack vector for something political, but it's a personal snipe that has no bearing on any of the arguments we've made the entire show.
I disagree.
Yep. So you disagree with what? With what? Elaborate.
I disagree that it has no bearing on what you've said throughout your entire show.
Like what? What did I say?
This is
come on.
The claim that you made.
Let's hear it.
I believe that your program appeals to a right-wing audience, and there's a reason that the neo-Nazi shooter watched your program.
And how do you know he watched the program?
Because he posted about it.
What did he post?
Tim.
What did he post?
He posted parts of an interview that you did.
No, he didn't. You're wrong. I know what you're talking about, and all you can do is laugh and say,
no, it's because you get specific to obscure
some
the fact.
guy
You
posted one thing one time, and that's the only argument you have.
But Tim called it a false flag and then corrected himself the next day and then said he thought it was funny after a mass shooting.
I think that, I mean, someone...
He looks so mad. What the... This is what the shooter posted. Oh yeah, it is clip. Timcast IRL, Putin drops the dollar, just pearly things.
The 10-year-old who got an abortion, who was raped, you call that a hoax. Have you retracted that statement?
So there's very deep context to that. What we're talking about when
but
I
that's
say
been
hoax.
proven. I mean, charged. The rapist has been charged, and the doctor who provided the abortion.
Wait, there's deep context to that. I would love to hear what the deep context is. Emma, don't cut him off. I want to know what his deep context is for claiming that a 10-year-old that got raped was a hoax.
There's no rape kit. There were no criminal.
Dude, he's wait. No, he is saying it's a hoax. He's saying that that this is not real. Like, this story never happened. He's saying there's no rape kit.
Charges? Not until now? Why didn't anyone, knowing this girl, report this?
Dude, I'm sorry. You said it was a hoax.
If there is a story and the story is exaggerated or manipulated in an effort to sway people into believing one political faction over the other, you are engaging in a hoax.
I mean, isn't that what you guys do when you post like extreme videos of crime and things like that?
We don't do that. What are you talking about?
I mean, you respond to videos that are taken completely out of context, isolated instances.
I don't think you watch the show because we don't do that.
You show subway crime to talk about these inflated crime numbers. Crime is down in New York City in 2023 by every metric.
Down compared to what?
Down compared to 2021 and
but don't
2022.
Don't change the subject, right? You accused us of publishing videos we don't publish.
If it's down in compared to 2021, and there was a giant year-over-year increase from 2020 to 2021, then you're talking about something that's down.
It wasn't giant. It was a small bump from the pandemic.
A 47% increase in homicide in the city of New York is not a small bump.
Homicides have been on a precipitous decline since the 70s, since the 80s, since the 90s. There was a bump because of desperation in the pandemic, and now it's back down in 2023. So, that's irrefutable. That's the NYPD's own data. That's on all.
Oh my God, she's so good.
Why do you think 25 people got shoved in front of trains last year?
I don't know, dude.
Well, that's a question. You're saying that poverty and desperation results in crime. I'm wondering why it is that you've had these homeless guys. They've been predominantly, I think it's almost entirely these homeless guys shoving people in front of trains. Last year it was 25, and so that is.
So that's a mental health problem. I mean, we do have a mental health problem in this country. We have an issue with not having socialized healthcare, where people are unable to access healthcare, mental health care in particular, but also every other kind of healthcare. I mean, 28 million uninsured people in this country. That's a massive problem. I mean,
serious problem.
what is your stance on Medicare for all and healthcare?
I'm
being
for
socialized?
universal health care.
Oh, you are? Okay.
She's so good. She just popped off.
And I made him into a joke that he needs to indicate to other people that might be on the left or left of center that might be coming on his program, you don't do this.
Yeah.
You don't come in here and be adversarial and go after me. Exactly. This is a warning sign because I'm going to come on my next show and I'm going to call you a pedophile and say that the only assumption you can draw based on words you didn't say is that you want to have sex with children.
I don't know what you would call that, because I try to be fair and honest and really understand. And so many of us want to take the position that she doesn't really want to hook up with kids. She just is a tribalist who will say anything to defend the left. I just don't think we can do that, because that's not the simple answer. If an adult woman, Emma Vigeland, advocates for teaching kids to use Grindr and showing them porn, I can't make any other assumption other than she wants to engage in sexual activity with children. And about why I want to do shows like this. I do not believe we will convince Emma or anyone at the Majority Report or any liberal or leftist of any of our positions, but I don't care. What I think is important is that we produced a show where Emma said that she wanted children to be able to watch porn at the age of 10 years old. And so I'm like, I don't need you to argue that point to me. I don't care. What I need to do is when I'm talking to my friend from back home in Chicago who's telling me it never happened, I'm going to play that clip of me being like, we should not be showing a book to children that contains blowjobs, and have this person on the left say, we should, and it's fine, and they're okay with it. And I'm like, that's all I needed. I needed for you to say it so I can prove to people you believe these things. So they can, I'm like, you're allowed to believe that, and she did adamantly defend kink education and pornography for children. And I'm like, you can absolutely be on board with it. I'm not telling you to stop believing any of that. I think it's disgusting. I just need you to say it. Say it right there to the camera for everyone to watch, so that finally, when I go to my friend and say, you know, these people put porn in schools, they'll say, that's not true. I'll be like, let me play the video for you. Let me show you the clip where and here's the book. And now they'll be like, oh, I guess they do support those things.
And the fact that he has to say, which is laughable, with all due respect, that Emma is a pedophile is an indication of just how much his fifis have been hurt by her not sticking around and having sushi and looking at his cool
skate park.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the only responses he's had is the skate. You lied about the skate park, which I didn't see. I was thinking about the indoor one. Who cares? And the pedophilia stuff. Yeah. I mean, it's just...
and he can get his red face and indignant on his show, acting like he sincerely has that concern, but we all know that it's a...
I didn't run it. I'm running it now.
He received a ton of mockery over the weekend. He stewed on it, and he came in and he said, this is my best tactic to oppose her, because he had nothing else.
Let's not forget that Tim is so disgusted by Emma while making false allegations against her. He's completely butthurt she wouldn't hang out with him.
She was offered a tour, sushi, and poker with the boys. When the show wrapped, I said, we're all going to hang out. We're going to...
Dude, what the fuck? Like, that's crazy. I don't understand why, like, you can't do that. Why would she want that? I totally understand why she did not want that. That's an insane, like, she already did you the service of, like, coming on your stream. You know what I mean? What else do you want?
We're going to, we have sushi that's here, bubble tea, cheeseburgers. We put on some music. We hang out at the table. We play a micro stakes poker game, basically poker for fun, not for money. And we can show you around. She goes, no, I can't.
I don't understand this. I mean, this is like a thing that people do where they're just like, oh, well, come on. We're all commentators. We're all in the same space. It's like, no, I don't agree with your worldview at all. To a degree where it's like untenable and unmanageable, I don't know if we could ever be friends. I don't know. I don't know why people can't respect that. Like, it's just very weird to look at that and just be like, why can't you be friendly with me off stream?
I've got to run. And I'm like, okay, cool. Thanks for coming. And what does she do? They wouldn't show me anything.
Well, she called Sam and they were joking. I mean, she's pretty clear, like, Tim.
I can't believe these guys, she didn't want to hang out with these fucking guys, dude.